Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Glopen. I'm your host Boyang. Today we are at Yiwu International Trade City, also known as the Yiwu Market. It is the primary wholesale market complex in Yiwu, Zhejiang, China. According to the World Bank, it is the world's largest small commodities market. In China, some people call it the world's supermarket. In 2021, Yiwu alone exported 365 billion goods, including 76 billion to Africa, 50 billion to Southeast Asia, 41 billion to European Union, 41 billion to US, and 17 billion to India. So let's have a look at this massive market. Yiwu market is divided into 5 zones, covering an area of 4 million square meters. The orange line on this map that stretches from the north to the south of the market is 2.4 kilometers. If that still doesn't give you a perspective of how huge the complex is, let's have a look from the air. The area shown in this video is only Zone 5 and part of Zone 4. And before we could fly over to Zone 3, we lost control of the drone. But I mean, you get the point, right? It's just huge. Inside the complex, there are around 75,000 shops where 100,000 suppliers exhibit 400,000 kinds of products. There is hardly any small product or commodity you can't find here. From toys to decoration to gardening tools, they are all sold here. However, most of the shops within Yiwu Market only offer wholesales, so we couldn't really buy much. Within this carpet shop, they only sell per box, which was minimum 30 to 60 carpets. My friends were attracted by the huge collection of bottles in this shop. At first, she declined to sell us 1 or 2 gym bottles, but eventually agreed. And with humor, she said she must earn a bit more than wholesale price. But in the end, she asked for 1 RMB more for each bottle. When we asked, are the bottles in good quality? She started smashing the bottles on the ground and invited us to do the same. In the end, we bought 2 bottles for 31 and 26 RMB each. Tried many shops, and most of them just would not sell us 1 or 2 or even 10 to 20 items. Like this socks shop, ships minimum a box with 240 pairs at a cost of less than half a euro per pair. And that's for sure not the cheapest. We heard that for some basic socks, without any design, it can be as cheap as 10 cents when you buy in bulk. So this place is really only suitable for professional purchaser. And even if you are a professional purchaser, you need guidance. And you need to know exactly what you want. Otherwise, you could get completely lost. Let's say you want to buy hats. You can find all sorts of hats here. Say you want to buy shoes. You need to be very clear what you want, or at least what style you're searching for. Otherwise, you will need to go through hundreds if not thousands of shops. Same applies for toys. There are so many toy shops that covers all categories for all ages. Some of the larger toys were for retail, but I didn't find them much cheaper than online. When we asked the owner how this game is played, she said she doesn't know. She doesn't buy them, she only displays them here, and when she have orders, she will then order from the factory directly. There are also countless shops for clothes, hats, lights, decorations, stationery, and so much more. Even for niche products like locks, you can find so many shops dedicated to this specific business. I have never seen so many red pockets in my life before, and luckily she had some for retail, so I could buy all these for €2. EU Market is also the global center of Christmas decoration. Depending on the different sources we found, about 60 to 75% of global Christmas decoration goods come from EU. I guess for some ladies, this place can be a paradise if you enjoy shopping. But I can imagine for some guys, this place is a nightmare for sure. If you think there are only low-tech commodities here in this market, then check this out. We are now in another building which is selling so-called new energy related products. Behind me you can see some solar energy panels. Even though we were told that many foreigners have left EU during COVID, we still saw a few negotiating with the local sellers here. During our visit, we talked to some of the shop owners and they told us that they had some long-term customers from other countries. So COVID didn't hit them that hard. But I can imagine some of the shops that didn't make it during COVID were not that lucky. But overall, I can say the number of foreigners I've seen in EU Market was even more than I've seen in Shanghai. According to the local government figures, before COVID, there were about 20,000 foreigners living in EU and about 500,000 visiting per year. We had our lunch in an Indian restaurant, which seemed very authentic, at least to me, and we were not even able to get an invoice from the Indian owner. That said, the whole street can't provide Chinese invoices. And then we realized that this whole street is Indian street. Indian shops, Indian hotels. So how did EU, a city with less than 2 million population, without a port, without natural resources, gradually become the world's largest small commodities market? Before 1978, bartering was already happening at a small scale in EU. But at that time, it was considered capitalism activities, so was not officially legal. Until 1982, the local government officially supported trading. Hundreds of stands started to form a primitive market. In 2001, China joined WTO. And in 2002, EU International Trade City Zone 1 was built, starting to form the market we see today, and expanded gradually to 5 zones. Since Taobao founded in 2003, e-commerce started to change the whole marketplace. And by 2020, there are more than 280,000 online shop accounts in EU alone. In the future, we can create a follow-up video about the e-commerce ecosystem in EU, if there is enough interest. So that's it for our video today. What do you think about EU Market? If you have any comments, questions, or topics that you would like to see in our next videos, feel free to comment in the section below. So if you enjoyed our video today and our channel, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share so that more people can see our awesome videos in the future. Here we inspire learning, exchange, and business. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.